Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. All of that preparation, all of that practice. How many presentations have we given? A lot of them, and we can roll with it. So good evening. It's a lively group here. We're going to enjoy ourselves. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all to the Columbus Signature Academy New Tech graduation ceremony. We are here to acknowledge the accomplishments of the members of the class of 2023 and to celebrate your success. Seniors, in the last 4 years, you've completed hundreds of projects and you've delivered just as many presentations. You've made contact with countless community members. Along the way, you've learned to navigate diverse personalities as you have honed your collaboration skills. In addition to content standards, project-based learning required you to master school-wide learning outcomes. You are now equipped with the 21st century skills that are necessary for your journey into the adult world. You are proficient in oral and written communication. You've learned to solve real-world, authentic projects in a collaborative and technology-rich environment. You've developed a strong work ethic and a sense of civic responsibility. I am proud to announce that this group of seniors completed over 4,000 hours of community service. Along the way, they've earned over 550 college credits, valued at nearly $100,000, all tuition-free. This group of seniors qualified for over $250,000 of scholarship money. A third of you earned an academic honors diploma, and nearly 20% of you earned the New Tech Seal. So members of the class of 2023, we're proud of who you've become. All of you have demonstrated great perseverance through an especially challenging senior year. This diploma represents your determination, your work ethic, your drive, your desire, and now finally, you have crossed the finish line. You've represented yourselves, your school, and your family with pride. I congratulate all of you for your accomplishments, and I look forward to learning of your future successes. It is my pleasure to introduce Ethan Burton, who will share his thoughts with the senior class. Ethan?
Good evening, family, friends, facilitators, and fellow graduates. I am honored to be speaking in front of you today. Being able to share this moment with you all means so much to me. The class of 2023 has finally reached the finish line of high school, but we didn't achieve this alone. If it wasn't for the support from our parents and facils, this journey would have been an even bigger challenge than it already was. To our friends for going along this journey with us and making each day better and more memorable. As the class of 2023, we are approaching the end, but that only sparks another beginning. Today is the first glance at that new beginning, and I'm so glad we got to share this final moment together. This year specifically, we have shared and experienced so many lasts, ranging from the last day of school, the last time seeing our favorite facil, our last performance, our last game, our last time seeing Mr. Reed stand on a table, and many more amazing memories. All of these lasts can be bittersweet. But we can't forget all the hard work and dedication that we put forth to reach these lasts. These experiences should not be something we try to forget or regret, but something we cherish and remember. Instead, we should look ahead to all the firsts we will experience. Although things have come to a close this year, we still have so much more to explore and discover. In terms of high school, we've reached the top, and the thought of starting fresh can be scary. Our first time living alone, or with someone who isn't family, our first day of college, or at a career, our first time paying bills, celebrating our first promotion, and many more. We must realize and acknowledge that all people have a different path and future. We are sharing this moment today, and what we do after this is what gives us our individuality. These things should be looked forward to and will shape us in the next chapter of our life. Looking towards that next chapter can be daunting, but I truly believe the past 4 years of being at New Tech have prepared us all for the real world in terms of providing us with skills that are applicable to our futures. Looking back to our freshman year with the Genius Hour project, we all took a deep dive into our passion or something we were interested in. Little did my freshman self know that my presentation about piano would translate to my intended career as a music educator. We are prepared for the future and have been provided with the resources to find our passion that could ultimately influence our career choice. CSA projects have also prepared us to end a significant part of our lives in a healthy way and then reset for what is to come next. We have completed so many projects in the last 4 years and are accustomed to launching a project, then when working through and setting benchmarks for ourselves, only when the final product is complete, we can celebrate our hard work. This is an important tradition that we continue to celebrate today. We launched the 4-year project of high school after 8th grade, and now we have finished up that project. We're gathered here to celebrate and end this project in a CSA fashion. During this project that we call high school, we developed our collaborative, oral communication, and written communication skills. These are things that we practice every day. Whether it's a group project, public speaking, or an essay, we can use these skills for the rest of our lives, like practicing my public speaking right now. This shift of last into first can be scary, but is something we have all prepared for the last 4 years. Looking back at all the memories, achievements, and events that we have experienced in the last 4 years, we can truly say that we have reached the end and that we are ready to spark our next beginning. Congratulations to the class of 2023. We made it.
Thank you, Ethan. It's my pleasure to introduce to you, well, not to you, but to introduce to everyone else, CSA Facilitator Pete Warren.
Graduates, faculty, staff of CSA New Tech High School, administrators of BCSC, family and friends of the graduates. It is my honor to speak to you this evening. I've been at CSA New Tech as a facilitator since 2019. I've been teaching for 17 years. I've been part of the lives of thousands of students, and it's been my joy and privilege to be part of their lives. I'll remember you guys as I begin my new adventure. I wasn't going to do this. It's your fault, Haley. Which begins at the close of this address, and that adventure is retirement. 6 years ago, I felt a restlessness in my life, but couldn't quite put my finger on why. I needed to shake my life up a little bit and think through some things and set some new goals. I've always been a fan of the actor Martin Sheen and saw that he was in a kind of an obscure movie called The Way. My wife Carla and I decided to watch it, and I knew when the movie ended that my adventure was calling me. I was going to hike the Camino de Santiago. The following summer, in fact, 5 years to the day from today, I did that. And after much planning, my dream became a reality. The word Camino is Spanish for path, journey, or way. The Camino de Santiago would take me on a journey from Pamplona, Spain, to Santiago de Compostela in Galicia, Spain. It was going to be a difficult 35-day hike over more than 500 miles of terrain. I'd be joining more than 325,000 people that summer who made the same pilgrimage. I'd never done anything like that before, so I was apprehensive and excited all at the same time, just like you as graduates are apprehensive and excited. Countless others have done this before, and we are here to help you on your journey. Your years here at CSA New Tech were a very important part of your life's path so far. The pillars of trust, respect, and responsibility you've learned here are the same values that sustained me on my journey. On the first day when I was walking out of Pamplona, it was raining, it was 45 degrees, and it was just absolutely miserable. I'd gone about 7 miles, halfway up a mountain in the Pyrenees, and when I stopped, I had to change my socks. They were soaked. As I was drying my feet off, a couple from England stopped, and I looked really pitiful at the time, to check and see if I was okay. I told them what I was doing. The man took pity on me and gave me his trekking poles. I was going to buy some in Pamplona, but there were no stores open at 6:30 a.m. He knew that I would need them, especially on the way down the mountain, because the trail for about 1.5 miles was nothing but mud and softball-sized rocks. I learned that day how the motto, "The Camino provides," was true, that I could trust that on my journey there would be support and help for me in my time of need. As I hiked, I met people from 31 nations spanning the 6 continents around the world. I found that the pilgrims approached each other with mutual respect. We found ways to connect, though we were coming from many different perspectives and backgrounds. Oftentimes we spoke different languages, but we learned to value each individual, sometimes walking together when we were lonely, sometimes letting each other have space when we needed to journey alone for a little while. And as much as possible, we tried not to snore and disturb each other at night in the large sleeping rooms that we shared. I had to take a lot of responsibility in other ways that I wasn't accustomed to as I made my pilgrimage. No matter how I tried and how blistered I was responsible for getting myself back on the trail every morning. It was up to me to find meals and a place to sleep each night, to keep my valuables secure. I learned a lot about agency and found ways to meet every challenge along the way. In the end, I found great personal satisfaction in getting to my goal. I got to visit a magnificent cathedral on my final day. Words cannot describe the awe in that place. It was worth all the days of just putting one foot in front of the other, making progress slowly but surely. My journey across Spain was later in life, but your journey is just now beginning. You will have hard times when you get blisters, and it will be hard to walk. You'll have days like the day when I almost crawled up a hill that was a 30% incline, thinking I was about to die. And there was a cafe at the top of that hill where I got the best tasting Coca-Cola I've ever had in my life. You're starting a Camino, a path, a journey, an adventure. Here's what I hope for you. I hope you will be inspired, that a passion and a goal will light you up on the inside, and you'll be excited to wake up in the morning and pursue that path with all your heart. I hope that you will be bold. You won't see the entire path laid out before you. There will be some sharp turns and some steep hills to climb, but you guys are ready. Be bold enough to take that first step. I hope that other pilgrims are there to walk alongside you on your journey. They'll be there to pick you up when you fall, hold your hands when you're scared, and give you what you need to make it to your destination. Your facilitators, your parents, your friends, and all who love you wish you well. We hope you'll send us a postcard along the way. Buen camino.
CSA senior Abby Shute would like to share a farewell message with her class.
Do you remember right before graduating 8th grade, wondering what even high school was like? Well, I can tell you my 4 years here were not what little 8th grade Abby had in mind. I can remember waking up on my first day of school at CSA on the first morning, spending extra time on my outfit. It was a blast. From my first fika to my first halftime performance, to my first marching band invitational, to my first band concert, and my first house games, high school was awesome. We were ending the third quarter and getting ready to go into the break when we were told we'd have an extra 2 weeks of online school after the break. Everyone was so excited to have an extra 2 weeks of break. 2 weeks turned into 1 month, and into the fourth quarter being fully online. It went from sitting in a classroom to sitting at home on a Zoom call. This was not what any of us were expecting. It was different, to say the least. Online school was new for the most of us, including the facils. Switching teaching styles to recording lessons instead of lecturing them, and having to communicate on Zoom and other online resources was a challenge in itself. Facils and students struggled to reach each other and connect when not everyone had a reliable internet access. Even with online school being new and foreign, we still pushed through as a CSA family, defied expectations, and made it to the end of our first school year. Summer break felt somewhat normal. Some of us had socially distant picnics or gatherings with small groups of friends. We wanted to have a normal summer. We then reached sophomore year with everyone being able to return to school. Everyone was glad to be back and learning with everyone else. Thanksgiving break rolled around, and suddenly we were back to online school, although this time we were better prepared. We defied expectations last time, and we are going to keep on defying them. Christmas and New Year's came and went, and we moved to a hybrid schedule. Half of the school was there on Monday and Tuesday, everyone was online Wednesday, and the other half was at school on Thursday and Friday. The hybrid schedule was the best and the worst of both kinds of learning during the past 2 years. We finally ended the fourth quarter in person that year, and our class was able to have our first end-of-year house games ever. Boom, we just defied expectations once again. Junior year was by far our most difficult year. Most of us were in physics and constructed cardboard boats to test in the Northside pool. Everything is starting to finally feel normal again. Some of us were in advanced biology and paddled a kayak or canoe around the lagoons, doing reports on the properties around the lake. Junior year was the pregame to the end of the mountain climb, senior year. Even though we felt up to our eyes in homework, we still defied expectations, and we are more than ready than ever to the last push to the end, senior year. Senior year, the final mountain climb to reach the top of our high school careers. All the learning and preparation from the past 13 years of education has prepared us for this. Semester 1 consisted of applications to multiple colleges, sending in job applications, lining up internships, and getting the boxes checked off to cross the finish line. Many of us applied for multiple scholarships and applications for living learning communities, as well as other opportunities at our colleges of choice or future jobs. The college credits that we have been earning over the years are being applied to something for our future. Semester 2 was completing our classes and checking off the final boxes to earn our diplomas. This monumental checkpoint in our lives is just the start of the next chapter we're going to write. Our class is the definition of defying expectations. Whether it be college, straight into work, going into the military, joining a trade school, or something else, we have defied the expectations of high school, graduation, and life beyond graduation. Our class is the definition of defying expectations, and we don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
At this time, it's with great pride that I introduce to our Superintendent, Dr. Roberts, the CSA New Tech Class of 2023. Dr. Roberts.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. Before I start, I'd be remiss on this Memorial Day weekend if I didn't acknowledge the veterans that we might have in the gymnasium. In if I could ask our veterans to please stand so we could recognize you. Thank you so much for your service. Good evening, everybody, family members, friends, and staff members. Thank you for all you have done to support our graduates as they worked through the seemingly endless number of barriers placed in front of them to land in this place tonight as graduates of CSA New Tech High School. Graduates, congratulations to you for the abilities you have displayed during your entire school career, but especially during your high school years as you maneuvered past those barriers placed in front of you and demonstrated you have completed the ascent up an important mountain of opportunity, the earning of a high school diploma. Your hard work gives you the title of graduate CSA New Tech High School. I referenced your high school years, and those years probably deserve an extra mention or two. Your freshman year was blindsided by a global pandemic, and you still felt its impact over your next 2 years. It is my hope that this senior year felt relatively normal to you, but I realize that over the course of your 4 years, many typical high school experiences may have been missed or at least were adversely affected. But you were resilient. You persevered, you overcame, and you are here. Tonight, you're going to walk up to the stage to arrive at the top of a mountain that represents at least 12 years of school. You will then walk off this stage to begin another ascent, an ascent up the mountain of life. What is on top of this mountain will be different for each of you. The way you measure happiness will be different. The way you determine success will be different. The path you take toward achievement will be different. But there are a few things that I ask for all of you to keep the same. And I will quote from the wonderful philosopher Tim McGraw. From his song, Humble and Kind. Hold the door, say please and thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, don't lie. I know you got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. Everybody is climbing a mountain, and we can't always be sure what that mountain is. My mountain is not your mountain, but your being nice and polite, doing the right things, helps both of us with our climbs and contributes to the success of our ascent. Always stay humble and kind. When the dreams you're dreaming come to you, when the work you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. When you are able to climb your mountain, to get to its peak, accomplish your dream, do take time to celebrate. Feel good about yourself. You have earned that. Using tonight as an example, you reached the top of this mountain called school. Celebrate it. Be proud, but not at the expense of others. That is detrimental to their climb. Always stay humble and kind. Don't expect a free ride from no one. Don't hold a grudge or a chip, and here's why. Bitterness keeps you from flying. Always stay humble and kind. It is much better to earn your way to the top of the mountain versus being given a free pass. Determine the most appropriate method to get there, then put your head down and start the climb, remembering to always stay humble and kind. Members of the CSA New Tech class of 2023, by the power vested in me by the state of Indiana and our Bartholomew Consolidated School Corporation Board of Trustees, I hereby certify you as graduates of our school system. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Roberts. As we prepare for the distribution of diplomas, please be aware that we have provided a photographer to take a picture of each graduate as they cross the stage. Also, so that every graduate's name can be heard, please hold your individual applause until the last graduate crosses the stage, and then we will celebrate our entire class together. Mr. Schroeder will now lead us in recognizing each member of the New Tech class of 2023. Mr. Schroeder?
Ethan Andrew Burton. Abigail Lynn Shute. Malaya Lanique Anderson. Christopher Arroyo. Grace Catherine Barkis. Adeline Mae Bush. Mercedes Marie Bustos. Ariana Elizabeth Cahill. Haley Renee Kane. Larry Lee Carmer III. Lenora Grace Carnes. Jace William Cash. Kiera Shea Christoffel. Malachi Xavier Clark. Holden Michael Connor. Jackson Folger Conrad. Brennan Dominic Cook. Alec Raymond Coomer. Thomas Elmo Cox. Blaze Daniel Kreider. Jody Marie Kreider. Tristan Eric Davis. Solis Alejandro de Luna. Liberty Ann Joyce Doherty. Daphne Deyanira Duran. Brianna Faith Dwinger. Rianne Elaine England. Riley Evan England. Roslyn England. Lydia Nicole Farrell. Samuel Robert Fishvote. Allison Marie Foley. Ty Luca Garcia Birchfield. America Jacqueline Govea. Emma Renee Gray. Chrissa May Handley. Parker McKinnon Harris. Mary Marley Hyatt. Katie Lou Hong. Christian Jewel Huddleston. Derek Thomas Hunter. Oluwafemi Anthony Ige. Cecina Danae Jenkins. Sabella Nora Johnson. Charles Luke King. Asher Edwin Lamb. Tatum Rose Lawson. Michael Evan Lee. Kai Aiden Linweber. Willie Rashawn Madison. Alyssa Jo Miller. Ryan Gregory Moore. Alejandro Jose Moros Olivo. Thomas Ryan Morrill. Brian J. Parson. Jesse James Parson. Eric Brian Perry. Carson Riley Perry. Rihanna Marie Petro. Aiden Allen Raridan. Nicole Elizabeth Redlin. Kyler David Reimer. Gavin James Rocker. Madison Paige Rosenkrantz. Joseph Stanley Russell. Jacqueline Marie Shaw. Kaylin Joelle Smith. Moana Paige Tofilau Steele. Savannah Jane Steele. Henry Alexander Tad. Luke Mason Thompson. Phoenix Madison Jewel Thurb. Kaylin Brooke White. Kelsey Renee Wildridge. Emma Nicole Williams. Frederick Leland Whittican V. Alexis Yanez Cisneros. Will all of our graduates please rise? It's been a long-standing tradition that upon receiving a high school diploma, the graduation cap tassel is turned from the right side to the left side of the cap. This signifies the completion of a degree. Graduates, please move your tassels. Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, it is my sincere privilege to present to you the CSA New Tech graduating class of 2023.